Okay, SABC reporter Mdantsane is saying that the case postponed to the 24th of February next year for the state to provide the defense with the docket, contents and the video footage. Let's get more on that now. NPA spokesperson in the Eastern Cape Luxolo Tyali joins me on the line now. Luxolo, thanks indeed for your time. Does the state believe it has a winnable case against Mr. Malema despite the EFF saying it was a toy gun?
Good evening, Chris, and good evening to the viewers at home. As the state, we have taken our time, during which investigations were conducted, and our approach was that the investigations should be conducted and concluded before we go ahead and charge the accused persons. And now that we've taken a decision to charge them, it is because the evidence that has been collected during the investigations points to the fact that the two men have a case to answer. So as a prosecution, we believe that what we have now, we can present to a court of law, and the court can take a decision as to the guilt of the two accused men.
All right. So I don't, of course, want you to disclose much about what you will be taking to court, but I would assume at this stage this would include perhaps some witness statements about the incident on that particular day in Mdantsane?
The witnesses and the evidence that we are going to present in court is contained in the docket that we are going to give to the defense and the accused persons. So I think it would be proper for them to first at least have sight to that evidence before we can share that with the public.
So the EFF had earlier maintained that this was a toy gun, and by virtue of the fact that as the National Prosecuting Authority that you're going ahead with this case, that certainly does seem to believe that that is not the case. I mean, talk to us a bit about the charges, Luxolo, in terms of endangering the public and how the charges themselves were drawn up in terms of the incident itself that had taken place.
Okay. The charges relate to, as you have alluded before, to the fact that Mr. Malema discharged a firearm in a public rally in Mdantsane last year. And he didn't have a license nor a permit to possess that firearm or handle it in a manner of even discharging it in the public. Hence, he was charged with unlawful possession of a firearm and the ammunition that was in that firearm. And the charge of discharging that firearm in a built-up area or a public space relate to the fact that that area was where people had gathered for a rally, and it was not a lawful act to discharge a firearm in such a reckless manner. So these charges relate to that. And Mr. Snyman is facing a charge of providing that firearm and ammunition to a person that is not allowed to possess the firearm. Hence, he is charged with that because he didn't have, also it was unlawful for him, that is the state's contention, that it was not unlawful for him to hand over a firearm to a person that doesn't have a permit or a license to possess a firearm, and then the firearm to hand it to that person, and that person discharge the firearm in the public.
All right. Much prior to this, and Mr. Malema and Mr. Snyman appearing in court today, were any representations made on the basis that the EFF had said that this was a toy gun? Were there any representations made to the NPA prior to this appearance on perhaps why he should not, and Mr. Snyman should not be charged relating to this particular incident?
What I can say now is that they were given an opportunity to give their warning statement to the investigating officer. And that warning statement, of course, would contain what is their version. So that is the opportunity they got, and we took a decision after having looked at that warning statement that, no, they have a case to answer.
All right, thank you very much indeed for your time there. The NPA spokesperson in the Eastern Cape, Mr. Luxolo Tyali, obviously talking to us about Mr. Julius Malema, the EFF leader, appearing in court with his bodyguard, Mr. Snyman, and the NPA deciding there that he should face the rap for firing or discharging a firearm in that rally, the 5th anniversary of the party's celebrations in Mdantsane last